Good day everyone, my name is Alex and welcome to another TV box review. And you're probably wondering how many TV boxes are there? Well, there are a lot of TV boxes and one of them is the KudoTV tag. So what's special about this one? We have the Logic S905X inside, 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of internal storage and of course running Android 6. There is something different about this box that I haven't seen before. So this box has an external IR receiver. What that means is that you can hide the box somewhere behind the TV, for example, and just point that IR receiver out somewhere, and then you don't have to see the box ever again. So it can just sit behind the TV there. I guess it could be a very cool feature. But let's check out what comes in the box with this, and then let's see how it performs. Let's begin. The KudoTV tag comes in this box right here. On the front we just see the brand name, and onto the back we see some specifications about the box itself. Inside the box we find the user manual. The user manual is in English and it has a lot of pictures, so it's very easy to learn how to use this TV box. We get a very basic remote control, and I do recommend using a wireless keyboard and mouse for a better experience with this TV box. Next we find the HDMI cable, the power adapter, and then we see something unusual. This is the external IR sensor. So this connects to the box and then you just have to point the remote towards this, not towards the box itself. And lastly, we get a sticker that mounts onto the TV box. So you'd get the TV box, you'd turn it around, you can put this one here, then you can peel this off and stick this onto the back of the TV. And lastly, the TV box itself. So very plain, made out of plastic. Onto the front we see their brand, which is KudoTV tag. Onto the left hand side here we find 2 USB ports and a slot for a TF card. Nothing onto this side. And going to the back of the box we see the power adapter port, the optical audio, HDMI port, network adapter port, AV port, and lastly the IR port. So this is where you'd plug in that external IR. Turning the box around we see some rubber feet and a couple of holes so the box doesn't overheat. As soon as we turn on the box we see the KudoTV, and this is gonna be their boot up animation, which I have to say that it does look pretty cool. And after about 20 seconds the box starts up, so very fast. Well, let's start by checking out and see if we have a navigation bar. So no navigation bar, and you cannot pull the notification tab either. Let's go into settings and check out the settings app first. So this is the basic Android settings app that we see on most of these TV boxes. At network here you can just connect the Wi-Fi onto a wire. At display here we can change the screen resolution. So currently we are at 1080p at 60 frames per second. That's gonna be different depending on what TV you have connected to the box, and the screen positioning you can just zoom in, zoom out the screen, and we also have a HDR mode. If we go to sounds, we're gonna see the same digital sounds that we see on most of these TV boxes, so you can change this depending on the setup that you have at home. At apps here we can check out what version Kodi is. So let's press on Kodi. So we have Kodi 16.1 that comes pre-installed onto this box. But storage and reset we'll get to in a second. Let's open the languages here. So these are the languages available. I'm just gonna scroll through them. Hopefully you see the language that you're interested in. So a lot of languages available. So I'm still scrolling, and yeah, a lot of languages available. And I also see that the box has Bluetooth. I will also check out the Bluetooth when I'll be playing a game later on in the review. Now let's click on to more settings here, and here let's go all the way down. So if I click on about media box, we're gonna see that it's running Android 6.01, and that's the model number, which is tag. And let's get back to storage and USB. So out of the 16 gigs we have about 11 left, but we can install a memory card as internal storage. So if you click onto the memory card that you have installed onto the box, you can just format that as internal memory. So what that does, you basically get double or triple the internal storage of the box, so you don't really run out of storage space anymore, so you can install a lot of apps onto this particular box. And that's about it for the settings app. So very straightforward, like most of these TV boxes that we see. So we are back to the launcher. The launcher is very basic, you can't really do that much with it, but keep in mind that you can always install a new launcher from the Play Store. We do have a task killer right here, so if you press this right here, it will kill all the apps that are running in the background, and this could be useful in a few situations. Let's check out the apps and see what apps come pre-installed with this. So we do get an Amazon video app, we get Chrome, Kodi, Hulu. What else do we get? Film on Live, I see Netflix right there, Miracast, the Play Store, and the Play Store is the most important one, Showbox, YouTube, and Sling, and I've never used Sling before. And we do have an application for online updates, so you can just update the box from here whenever there are updates available. I'm very happy to see that the Play Store seems to work very well. All the apps that I've searched show up, and I can install basically any apps that show up. So I'm very happy to see that the Play Store works well onto this particular TV box. I wanted to start by saying that the box has proper root access from the factory, because I know that a lot of you are interested in root access. Continuing with the internal memory and the RAM speeds, we do get some rather low speeds compared to other TV boxes that I've tested. And for those of you that are interested in the digital rights management, this is what we get. On the AnTuTu benchmark, we get a score of about 30,000, and I have to be honest, I was expecting a lower score. And this is some more information that we can see about the box itself. Next, on the Geekbench 4, we get a multi-core score of 1664 and a single core score of 598, and down here we can see some more information about the test. And lastly, on the iStorm Extreme, we get a score of 4254, and down here we can see some more details about the score. The CPU Z app will just confirm everything that we already know. And here we can check the temperature of the processor at this particular time, so we are at about 57 degrees after all those benchmark tests. On the speed test app, we get a good download speed through a wired connection. However, on the 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi network and on the 5 GHz Wi-Fi network, the speeds are rather low. So you may have a couple of problems trying to stream something connected through Wi-Fi. The box comes pre-installed with Kodi 16.1, and I have Kodi opened at this particular time. And here at System Info we can see some information about it, so I'm just gonna scroll through these. Hopefully you see anything that you may be interested in. And for add-ons, it does come pre-installed with a whole bunch of add-ons, so let me open the add-ons here. So these are all the add-ons that it comes pre-installed with. I even see KudoTV, that's pretty cool. We're gonna try watching that in a bit. So we do get a lot of add-ons that come pre-installed onto this. So let's open that KudoTV and see if we can get something going. And I just pressed on a random stream to see if it starts up. We just want to see a couple of minutes and see how well it does. And it started pretty fast, and yeah, we can see something right from Cuba, so pretty awesome. However, you can watch anything you want from the add-ons that are pre-installed. So I just wanted to see how well Kodi works, and I don't see any issues and why Kodi won't work good onto this particular box. And since I have Kodi opened, we are gonna try a couple of files here and see which ones do okay, which ones don't. The first one, it's 4K at 59 frames per second. I'm very sure that this is not gonna go, so I'll click on it anyways, see what happens. And again, we just get a black screen and nothing else, but this is very normal for these S905X boxes. So the only way to exit that is by exiting Kodi and then entering again. The following file is at 50 frames per second, it's a 4K file, and this one seems to do fairly well, so I'm happy to see that this one does good. Let's stop this and move on to the next one. So the next one, it's at 720p, this one will do absolutely fine, I have no doubts. And as I was expecting, this one does fine. So there are no issues with the smaller file, just that first 4K file doesn't do that great. And this again, it's a very strange movie. I don't know what's happening most of the time, as I said before, but I just wanted to check and make sure that it works, and it does seem to work very well. So let's move on to the next file, which is this one right here. And this one also seems to do rather good. So we'll skip forward a bit. And yes, this one does very good as well. Let's stop this one, move to this 4K file. This one was filmed with my phone. It almost goes okay. I've seen it stopping a couple of milliseconds there, but yeah, overall it does fairly good. So content from your phone in 4K should go without any issues. This one here, it's not gonna work, so I'm gonna try clicking on it, but it's not gonna start up. And the last one that I'm gonna try is a 1080p file, and of course this one will do just fine. So it seems that all the S905X boxes do the same files about the same. So if you want to get the S905X box, most of them will do the exact same thing. So that file also worked good. I have the YouTube app opened. I'm gonna play one of my own videos. We'll see the maximum resolution that we can get. So let's click, no, it's not that. So skip the ad first, and then let's click here and on to quality. Maybe a bit challenging to do. So the maximum resolution we're gonna get on YouTube, it's 1080p, which is really good. So the video does seem to go fairly smooth as well. So I'm very happy to see that onto this box we get YouTube at 1080p, and the videos do go rather well as well. I have Chrome opened. I'm just gonna open a random website from here. I just want to show you how Chrome works onto this. So I'll just give it a second for it to load, and then we can scroll up, down. I'm scrolling with the wireless keyboard and mouse, and it does seem to go fairly well as well. I'm currently playing FIFA 16 onto the box. The settings are just like the settings that the game had, so I didn't change anything. We'll see how well I do. The box seems to do rather good. Oh, and look at that. But I do see a bit of lag. I'm not sure if you noticed, there is a bit of lag here and there, but it doesn't do that horribly bad. So it's not totally smooth. So you'll be able to play some games, but not the most amazing gameplay. Alright, so it's time to conclude this video. So the launcher, it's nothing special. I mean, if you really want to change the launcher, you can just install any other launcher from the Play Store. It does come with a whole bunch of apps and add-ons pre-installed on Kodi, but realistically you can install those yourself if you look for them. However, many people don't know how to do that. The Wi-Fi onto the box doesn't work the greatest, even though it's got dual band Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is rather slow, so if you're planning to use this box on Wi-Fi only, it's probably gonna buffer quite a lot because the Wi-Fi is slow. Other than that, gaming does okay. Some files that are pretty much normal for the S905X don't work, so that 4K at 59 frames per second doesn't work, but overall the box performs rather good. And that external IR sensor, it's an interesting touch. However, that remote control that comes with the box is not the absolute best, so not the most useful thing. Alright guys, hopefully this video was useful. If you do have any questions, please leave a comment down below. If you did like the video, press that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.